How many days can you go without showering? Let's take it one step further. What if you never shower? What kind of world would you live in if you didn't have habits like washing your hands and touching water? A society that lacks hygiene will affect health, social relations, and our culture. Let's explore these questions together and discover the answer to the intriguing question: what would the world be like where no one had ever bathed? One of the pillars of contemporary medicine and a healthy lifestyle is hygiene. If a person doesn't take a bath, their body becomes a haven for bacteria and germs. Unpleasant odors, illnesses, and skin conditions would become commonplace. Living without soap and water would also make it easier for diseases to spread across the community. As demonstrated by past plagues, poor cleanliness has been shown to make illnesses far more lethal. The average human lifetime would be drastically reduced in a dirty planet, making the advancements of modern medicine pointless. One of the most important turning points in human history is hygiene. The link between cleanliness and health was understood even in ancient societies, which is why facilities like water systems and baths were built. But at several points in history, the value of cleanliness was overlooked, which led to catastrophic disease epidemics. For example, poor hygiene throughout the Middle Ages led to diseases that killed millions of people. Nowadays, keeping oneself clean is essential to enhancing one's quality of life. Human lifespans have been prolonged and illnesses have been prevented thanks in large part to the widespread usage of cleaning supplies like soap and shampoo. We may better understand the significance of these accomplishments by considering a world without cleanliness as we think back on these historical teachings. Now let's consider a world without bathing from a social perspective. In an environment where people live with bad odors and a lack of hygiene, physical closeness and intimate relationships would be significantly limited. Human contact would become both uncomfortable and risky. This would fundamentally change societal norms. The absence of hygiene could lower tolerance levels among individuals and even weaken bonds within communities. Concepts like aesthetic standards and cleanliness as a symbol of social status might never emerge, forcing people to be accepted in their natural state. The need for goods like soap and water would vanish in a world without bathing. Both cultural and economic dynamics would be totally altered by this. Water resources would be used for other purposes, and the cleaning products sector would disappear. Furthermore, societal practices and attitudes related to hygiene would develop differently in a society without bathing. Water is a key component of cleansing in many faiths and customs. Without these customs, a community would evolve a whole new set of morals and values. Significant environmental consequences might result from a world without bathing. A more sustainable use of water resources would be possible due to a decrease in water use. A major reduction in environmental waste might also result from the suspension of the manufacturing of cleaning goods connected to hygiene. But poor cleanliness would lead to major health problems. Healthcare systems would be severely strained by a surge in diseases and epidemics, necessitating additional resources to handle these issues. In other words, the negative effects on human health would outweigh the positive effects on the ecosystem. Living without a bath would provide several difficulties for humans and make us reevaluate our lifestyle. People may adjust social structures to these new circumstances by adopting different practices and routines to make up for the absence of cleanliness. A life devoid of hygiene, however, would be far less enjoyable. There would be detrimental effects on both physical and mental health, and the lack of hygiene, one of humanity's basic needs, would drastically change how people and communities operate. How about you? Would you survive without taking a bath? Although it may seem like a routine practice in our day-to-day existence, hygiene is actually one of humanity's greatest triumphs. Remember to leave a comment with your views and opinions on this subject. Who knows, maybe your observations may inspire our future what-if scenario. I'll see you in the upcoming video.